Well. What's up, everybody? Episode 235. What's going on today? Well, it is NFL Draft Week. That's right. The time where teams have all kind of hopes and dreams. But in Atlanta Falcons fans' case, it's more like delusions and daydreams. Okay. So join me today as we go on a delusional and daydream journey through the hearts and the minds of Falcon fans everywhere and a few Steeler fans. And of course, we have more delusions and daydreams because guess what? We're talking about the NBA playoffs. That's right. First round is over with. We don't got all the daydreamers and the pretenders out the way. Now it's time for the second round where the real contenders about to showcase. So come on, come one, come all. Welcome to episode 235. You have Maestro Rev. You have Coach. You have your boy Red. You might even have our money in today. I just hope Big Al don't show up. But anyway, we got a hot one for you today. I already know it's gonna be fire. So let's light that candle. Let's start that ignition. Episode 235 is about to go full steam ahead. Let's go, baby.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the
A T
ATL
L.
Show.
Y'all,
As
wait a
I'm coming
minute.
to you live from
Rev, you at ATL too?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania now. I was in
Oh,
ATL yesterday, so that's what
oh,
I just got to. But nevertheless, we're coming to you with some real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen?
real sports
Sports
knowledge.
knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Red, Rev, Coach, and possibly Armani for episode 235 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And now we turn our attention to our numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone
Coach.
that's related to these three numbers 2, 3, and 5. What you got for us, Coach?
Good morning, everybody. We got this one was pretty hard, so I had to go to the NBA for this one because the NFL was kind of sad. But everybody know who I got. He's two-time NBA champion. He's a much maligned NBA champion because he is full of whatever. Know who he is. He played for the OKC, the Warriors, and now the Nets. He's number 35 on your playbook. One, Mr. Kevin Durant. Number 35, two-time champion.
Kevin Durant. That took a lot out of you to do that one, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah, right now I may need to get off the screen for a minute because my chest is hurting a little bit. Kevin Durant.
I knew there was that coward reference, and we definitely applaud you for giving us somebody we can relate to.
The nappy man.
We greatly appreciate it, and we thank you so much. And we'll be talking a little bit more about Mr. Kevin Durant a little later in the show. But how you gentlemen doing?
Hey, another day above ground. We all right.
Good deal.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal. Glad to be with you all this week. I've been traveling quite a bit, so I'm a little weary, but
Rev, you been out there, man. I've been seeing you.
Road warrior.
Yeah, I was able to manage with my deacons today to move our deacons meeting up an hour so that I could be on the show on relatively on time today. So that's why we're about 15 minutes late because I had to.
Do they watch the show?
One of them does, Deacon Scooby Smith, who actually is a state championship basketball coach here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, who coached in high school, won Richard Rip Hamilton.
Okay.
One of the Detroit Pistons finest. One of the Detroit Pistons finest. So Brother Scooby Smith, or Deacon Scooby as we call him, I gave you a shout out. I don't know if he's watching right now. I guess Coach wanted to give Acts of Faith a shout out. That's why he went into take it off his camera. But that's the emblem of Acts of Faith. But nevertheless, while Coach is doing that, and I remove. Okay, there he is. Yeah, you got to remember, Coach. You don't have your emblem on this Acts of Faith emblem.
I forgot. My bad.
So you got to be careful with that. But nevertheless, let's see. Revenite Nation is in the house. And of course, we got to welcome Revenite Nation. And let's see who's there. Sister Sylvia Harris. Good morning to you. The VP is in the building, slamming down the gap for another of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Thank you, Brother Vincent. And Brother Vincent said Rev came down to grab some lemon pepper before heading back to cheesesteak heaven.
Man, I need me a Philly cheesesteak. They making me hungry, Vincent.
Man. Buckshot Durant, BDB, Hot Cone. And Reverend Melvin Watkins in Memphis, Tennessee, excited about his Grizzlies. So he got Ja Morant.
We got a Memphis Grizzly fan in the house.
Yeah, one of Memphis' best pastors there, Reverend Melvin Watkins.
How you doing, Reverend Watkins?
There you go. Joe Black, what's going on?
Joe Black.
Rev getting them frequent fly miles. And you know this, man.
Yeah, you getting them.
Yeah, all right. And then Travis Henry, what's going on, bro? Trav, glad
what's
to have
up,
you
dog?
this morning. Y'all feel free to post your comments today because you all help make the show what it is. But as we normally do, let's go right into how we normally start our show. We do dope, nope, and cope. Our dope moment. We're doping on the best moment of the week. Our nope moment, worst moment of the week. And then we go with our cope moment, what we got to cope under, what happened this past week. Got us feeling kind of sad. So with that being said, Coach, what you got for us?
My dope moment goes to I got to think of the young man's name for the Braves. Red, help me out. What's the young speedster for the Braves?
Young speedster for the Braves. Kyle? No, not Kyle, right? Speedster? Acuna?
Yeah. No. I'll get it. But anyway, this young man played a game last night and hit an inside the park home run.
Travis Demeritte.
Demeritte, that's him. Demeritte.
Yeah, Travis Demeritte.
Because that young fella was flying around those bases. I think he passed in Acuna, looked like to me. Because when that boy fumbled that ball, he was getting it around there and he beat that throwing home. So, and he's just a young fella and he's come in and lighten up the Braves. So my dope moment goes to Travis Demeritte.
Travis Demeritte with Coach's dope moment for this week. Oh, yeah. What you doping on, Red?
I guess I'll go a little football since I had to maneuver some of my good ones around to make my nope and copes more entertaining. My dope moment is 5 world champion UGA players going in the first round. 5 defensive players. That's an NFL record for one school having 5 players drafted in the first round of the defense. And all I hear about all the time is Ohio State, Alabama, Florida State, USC. Well, no, UGA holds the record for the most players taken in the first round. You hear that? My Bulldogs, UGA, woo, hold the record, okay? So think about that. USC, Florida State, Ohio State, Alabama, Roll Tide fans. You think about that. UGA holds the record. Dope. Most players taken in the first round. Woo, baby. Woo. I know Shelby. Excellent. I know Shelby is crunk.
All right. And I'm doping on before my computer goes to sleep. So, Coach, get ready to take over for a minute because I'm for some reason my charger ain't working for my laptop. But nevertheless, I am doping on the fact that one, J.R. Smith, one who is known for not taking that layup when he had it against the Golden State Warriors in Game 1, back when they played, when LeBron James was on Cleveland. Well, he got another life as a golfer at North Carolina A&T, and that brother had a 4.0 GPA average and got an award for academic excellence. So big ups to one, J.R. Smith, who did not go to college. Out of high school, he went straight to the NBA, but went back, is a golfer at North Carolina A&T, and we got to give the man some props. Big ups to you, brother, for getting that 4.0. Ooh, yeah. Big ups.
Yeah. Big props to Mrs. J.R. Smith for doing all that homework and reports. I'm just playing. Congratulations, JR.
Red, what are you noping on?
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of folks feeling me, but I just hope some people don't take this the wrong way now. I am noping on all of the NFL draft gimmicks that they are having that are completely holding up the draft and just wasting our time. Good Lord. When did the draft become about celebrities, gimmicks, all of these organizations and charities coming up to the podium? I mean, Lord have mercy. The first round took almost 3 or 4 hours last night, Thursday night, because you got all these people coming out with the commissioner doing all these gimmicks and whatnot. Every time the Falcons got time to pick, it took forever because I'm listening to gimmicks and sob stories and all this. Man, we are football fans. Just come and make the pick, man. Stop wasting time making us wait, holding us up for all of these gimmicks and whatnot. Just come to the stage, make the pick, and sit down so we can start analyzing it. I mean, good Lord, all that time just to say a person's name. Come on, I know some folks feeling me on that, man. All them NFL gimmicks they got now doing the draft. They don't turn it into a doggone party, man. Woo, I mean, Lord, come on. Just make the picks. Let's hurry this thing up so us fans can start talking about it. Sorry, y'all.
All right.
No!
All right, so Reg got his rant in today about.
I'm probably gonna be my last one, but.
Now the one was the worst. I got off the plane listening to it, and the one that was worse was that Minnesota Vikings guy yesterday.
Oh my God!
That man, they had to send somebody to tell him go read the card.
Yeah, that was
he was up there for at least 10 minutes.
I mean, what does this have to do with it? You know, Coach, y'all remember the time when they just on Saturdays, when they used to have a draft on Saturday, they just come out there and read the names.
Exactly. All right, man. I'm noping on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh God.
How do you lose 3 out of the 4 games with a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter in 3 of the 4 games? The Minnesota Timberwolves were actually the better team. The problem was the Grizzlies was the more experienced team, and they were the better coach team. And that's why they're advancing to the second round, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are not. And I'm also in that same Minnesota Timberwolves vein of nope. I'm noping also on Karl Anthony Towns being the top player for a true NBA contender. I just don't see it. He doesn't have that it factor to him. Solid ball player, but he's not a Batman that can win the Timberwolves a championship.
Oh, come on!
All right, Coach, what are you noping on?
My no moment goes to, and it's not a bad no moment, but it's kind of sad. C. Vivian Stringer, the coach of Rutgers, is retiring after 50 years in coaching. She announced her retirement is going to be effective September 1st, and she was one of the legends of college basketball. She went to 28 NCAA tournaments and 4 Final Four berths, and finally she's leaving us, leaving the sport. The sport is really going to miss her legendary coaching, so that's pretty sad. C. Vivian Stringer is retiring after 50 seasons.
Coach?
Yes, sir.
Which one would that be more appropriate for?
Cope or nope?
Which one would that be more appropriate for?
Well, let's see. It can go either way with me, but okay. That's
what's the nope factor? Help us understand the nope factor. You don't want her to retire?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man.
Basketball.
All right, Coach. You gave us your coat moment early, so we're gonna ask you for your note moment when we come back around, because that's a coat moment. We're all going to be sad that she retired. That's Coach.
Okay, that's a coat
all
moment.
Right, so y'all get ready for Coach's note moment coming up when Red and I give y'all our Coke moment. All right?
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. On to the Coke moment. I'm coping on the fact that we got to figure out all summer long what will the Atlanta Hawks truly be. For we got teased last year thinking that they were for real, and now we see that possibly they're going to have to dismantle virtually the same roster that they had last year going into the next season, because we clearly see that if you can't beat a team such as the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler and without Kyle Lowry, the Hawks are not who we thought they were when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals on last year. So I'm coping on the fact that we got to wait all summer to see what the Atlanta Hawks will truly become. Coach, what are you noping on?
My no moment goes to the 49ers. Why in the world are you even allowing yourself to entertain trade talks for your best player? Why not squash that real quick? But you're dangling him out there, and that's half of your offense. And you're going to dangle him out there for somebody else to benefit from, possibly an NFC team. If I was them, I'd tell him, no, we're going to keep you right here. You may be disgruntled, but we're going to pay you. So 49ers, I don't know why you're allowing your best player to hold you hostage. Man, make him stay.
All right, Red, what are you coping on?
Okay, I'm coping on Doug High. Doug High always getting credit for Mays High players. This Mays High phenom, MLB top prospect Tamar Johnson, for some reason, people think he goes to Doug. No, he goes to Mays High. Doug don't have no phenom baseball players. Nobody thinking about Doug High when we talk about baseball players. It is Mays High. So you got that? MLB prospect Tamar Johnson goes to Mays High. So hopefully my Braves are paying attention. We can bring him on over to the team with Rail's little cousin Michael Harris. But anyway, just want to get that straight. I'm sick and tired of Doug High getting credit for Mays High top prospects. So let me put that out there. MLB prospect Tamar Johnson goes to Mays. Mays with the top athletes. Not Doug, okay? Mays, okay? Mays High. And good luck to you tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you in MLB real soon. But it's us that has the MLB prospect, not Doug.
Where you see that at? Where'd you see that?
Oh, you don't know about Tamar Johnson?
I know about Ron.
No, he's saying, where'd you see that they were giving him credit to go to Doug?
No, that was mostly on Facebook this weekend. A lot of social media folks were thinking he went to Doug.
Oh,
and I was just saying that no, he goes to Mays. Because every time I brought his name up, folks were saying, "They got to go to Doug." I was like, "No, they got to go to Mays."
Oh,
Gotcha.
I didn't say. Oh, because all the major league people been saying Mays. Okay.
I know they got it right, thankfully. I just want to make sure everybody out there, all our fans, Rev Night Nation, and everybody listening know that Tamar goes to Mays. Rev and I is all tomato, not Doug. I ain't trying to offend no Doug High folks, even though I'm sure they sense themselves might be offended. But no, he goes to Rev and I school, Mays High. Once again, about the third time I gave a shout out. Mays High represent.
That school on the hill. No doubt.
That school on the hill. That's right, Rev.
All right. Vincent Woodger says the Grizzlies did it again, or shall we say the Timbs blew yet another fourth quarter lead. Yeah. The Reverend says, doing well, Red. Good to see you all. I'm here to see how wrong you all will be today.
Wow. Wait.
The good Reverend just coming in
sweating. Way to make an appearance, Reverend Watkins.
If anyone never needed to sport the ball, look, it's KD. All right, Bob. Hey, brother, hey, I love the draft we're having. How about you guys? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Joe Black, dope. UGA putting 5 defenders in the first round, and it should have been 6, no doubt. Mitchell White helping out coach on who his dope moment was on, the Braves baseball player. Vincent Woodruff doping on UGA became the first school to send 7 players to the league in the first 3 rounds. Sister Sylvia Harris got a crush on Tyrese Maxey, doping Tyrese Maxey in the Sixers and John Morant's fourth quarter prowess. Mitchell White, yeah, I was with Mitch. I ain't called a sweep though, but I knew the Celtics were going to beat the Nets. Dope, my Celtics got a sweep, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Anita Bunkley says, congratulations, UGA. Travis Henry doping on the Falcons draft. I don't know if Red agrees with that, but we'll see. Thank you, whatever that was, too, Mom. Appreciate you. Great job. Oh, J.R. Smith. All right. Big ups, bro. Proud of you. Joe Black, noping on the Falcons. Won't draft anyone from Athens. Mitchell White, noping on Doc Rivers leaving in MB when they were up 20 and gets hurt. Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, my God. Is that what happened? Oh,
yeah, they were up 29 points with 4 minutes left to go. About 4 minutes left to go. And that's when Joel Embiid got hurt. Sister Sylvia Harris noping on Kyrie and KD, 2 Robins in need of a Batman.
There you go.
Vincent Woodruff, the VP, Traylon Burks, bro. You about to be had with all those snow bunnies in your draft room. Your grandma trying to give you signals. Russell Wilson ready to take your call. Get out. Joe Black. One, I agree. One guy was so long, the producers had to go get him. Yep. Joe Black says, Cope in Atlanta getting a light-skinned dude named Vincent Woodruff. Cat is a solid Robin or maybe Alfred at best. No diggity, no doubt.
Yeah.
Vincent Woodruff, Vivian Stringer has put in some mileage. Great woman there, no doubt about that. Brother Dawood, glad to have you, sir. Hey, guys, rise up, by the way. Vincent Woodruff also doping on Dope Coach. He noped on the women wanting to go tend to her garden. After 50 years of service to those young women, laugh out loud. He could have coped on that one too. Yeah, that we called him out on that one. Vincent Woodruff said, nope, the whole 49 up front office. As a fan, I'm ashamed they're playing checkers now instead of chess. I was gonna let this one go, Ma.
I know you couldn't. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. I knew you were waiting on it.
I was trying to let that go since he was talking about Mays now. But I was wondering, what did he just say?
He said, oh, man. I was talking so fast, y'all.
The chief grammarian got you, because I was like, what did Red just say? But since he was talking about Mays, I ain't going to say that. I'm kidding with you all. You all are point. I agree with Rev on all the gimmicks and games. Get to the point. Joe Black, UGA sent 9 players in the first 3 rounds, 7 defenders. And
here you go. Here we go.
Oh, man. They owe you. They got you.
Oh, man. I thought somebody missed it. I wasn't going to say that.
I was on it, but I just didn't want to say nothing. But Revenite Nation, thank you.
Alma mater. I know the correct term.
All right, gentlemen. That was our Dope, Nope, and Cope. Thank y'all, Revenite Nation, for chiming in. Let's go to this NFL draft, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it. There are a lot of surprises. A lot of people have different views on different teams and their picks, so we'll get right into it. Just to go around the horn, Red is the chief Falcons fan. I am a Falcons fan, but I don't bleed red and black, and also ride with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I may ride a little bit with the Eagles since they drafted 2 Georgia players in the draft. But nevertheless, we know that coach is diehard Pittsburgh Steelers. He literally bleeds not pink, black and gold. Black and gold. Black and gold. All right, with that being said, I want you to give your team's draft grade. Now, we know that our brother Travis said that he was happy with the Falcons draft, and from social media, I don't think Red shares the same sentiment. So, Red, what draft grade so far would you give the Falcons?
Well, let's see. Now are we grading on the Atlanta public schools grading scale, or are we or this is our own grading scale? Because okay, I'll use the Atlanta public schools grading scale. Now, what would be what's worse than an F minus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, F
No,
minus.
I'm kidding. Look, other than the first pick, I have no idea how any of these guys are gonna work out. Now I'll say the first pick, Drake London, he's a solid guy, but my whole thinking was, why are the Falcons taking a receiver in the first round when you don't have your quarterback situation stabilized? No team. You talk about all these fans talking about building a team, rebuilding, building it the right way. Well, building it the wrong way is taking a receiver in the first round with a top 10 pick, and you don't have your quarterback situation stabilized. So that means, if you got to take a play in a number 8 pick, then you probably should have took a defensive player, okay? Because you could have this draft is receiver heavy. You could have got a receiver in it. They still taking receivers in the 4th, 5th round. They're gonna be drafting receivers. It's receivers all over this draft. And on top of that, was Drake London really the best receiver in the draft? He wasn't the fastest. He might be close to one of the biggest, but he wasn't the fastest. He don't have the best hands. He don't run the best routes. So you asking me, did we take the best guy? We didn't even take the guy ranked number 1 in his position. So Drake London might turn out to be a solid receiver, but I'm hoping he's more Mike Evans than David Boston. We all remember David Boston, how he flamed out, and that's what the kid looked like to me. He looked more like David Boston than Mike Evans, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, second pick, you trade up. You trade your 4th round pick away. You trade up and get what? Some okay, mediocre, solid pass rusher. He ain't Chase Young. He ain't the Will Henderson from Alabama that's coming out next year. He ain't nobody you should have been. He ain't Trayvon that went to the Giants. He ain't nobody you should have been trading up for to draft right there at that pick. If anything, at that pick, you probably should have went quarterback. I don't understand what the Falcons were doing. You know you don't have a quarterback. Why are you waiting to the 3rd round? At this point, what difference does it make to get value for any of these picks? This draft is complete garbage and trash. So it really don't matter where you take any of these players, because you ain't getting no value for none of them, because we don't know how any of them going to turn out. So I really wanted them to take Malik Willis. That's who I really wanted. They took Desmond Ridder. Okay, fine. I guess we'll have a competition of who's going to have the better career, Ridder or Malik. We won't find that out for another few years. But, okay, you took a quarterback. But now let's get to these defensive players that everybody's telling me I should be so proud of. First of all, the guy I just mentioned, you trade up to get him. We'll see how good he is. Now, the guy you took from Montana State, are you freaking kidding me? Why are the Falcons scouting people in Montana? What are you doing? Why are our scouts even on that part of the country? We are a Southern football team. The SEC right here in our backyard. Man, if I got a scout on my payroll and I find out you don't travel anywhere past Texas, your butt is fired. You understand? You are fired. Why are you going anywhere near Montana, Idaho, Washington, anywhere? USC? Okay, fine. I understand USC. I can accept a player from USC. Any place other than that, any place on that side of the country, I am not accepting. We have plenty of players down here in the SEC. Even if you took a scrub player out the SEC, I'd rather you take a no-name from Vanderbilt than to go way up there to Montana or North Dakota, South Dakota, taking any player up there. Some guy talking about he the fastest linebacker in the draft. So freaking what? We ain't trying. Who cares if he the fastest linebacker in the draft? Is that supposed to make him some kind of stud? Absolutely not. Please don't believe that bull crap. And then you take another guy from Western Kentucky, D'Angelo Malone. Where you hear about that scrub from? All of a sudden, now you taking players from schools that nobody even think about, nobody even talk about, we don't even watch on television. And you taking players from those schools. Why not go to an HBCU school? Hey, I'd rather you take a player from Jackson State. But you going way over the country, taking players from schools that should not even be thought about, should not even be watched on TV. Why are we taking players from schools that should be forgotten about? Let those players go play in the USFL. Let those players go play in the XFL or arena football. Why are the Falcons, a team that's looking for a culture change, taking players that ain't going to do us a bit of good? You remember the last player we got from Montana State? Croy Bierman. Oh, yeah. Please let me know when he goes to the Hall of Fame. Croy Bierman, okay? These are the type of players you get from Montana State. Best thing happened to Croy Bierman is he married that girl from an Atlanta Housewives. That's probably the only thing that happened to him since he been drafted by the Falcons, okay? So please stop wasting my time talking about these scrubs we get from schools way out in the country that nobody know about, nobody think about. If you got in your car, you probably couldn't even find the doggone school. So please, Falcons, stop wasting my time with these players on defense. That's why our defense is complete garbage, because you keep drafting players on defense from schools that nobody never heard of, for crying out loud. So good job with the offensive players, but the defense, like I keep saying, it's a reason we ain't had a defense since I've been alive. People keep talking about the 2017 defense. Man, screw that, okay? Grits Blitz, late 70s. Last time the Falcons had a respectable defense, okay?
All right. Well, it's clear with that Drake London pick that the Falcons coach Arthur Smith likes big targets.
Yep.
London is 6'5", 219 to go along with Kyle Pitts, 6'6", 247 pounds. So he's following the model that he set forth with the Tennessee Titans, with A.J. Brown being a huge target. So that gives us reason why he took Drake London that high. It could be debatable. Why do you take a wide receiver when you know you need more defensive help? And as you said, there are more wide receivers, but are there any other receivers with that kind of size that Arthur Smith is looking for?
And you got size. They probably don't want to look at the school they go to. I'm sure there's receivers all over with some size and probably, got some hunger.
They may be at Montana State where you told them not to look at.
No, I'm talking about some HBCU schools. They need to get some of the look there. If you can't find them in the SEC, why are you going to Montana? Look at the HBCU schools, man. They just neglect these brothers like these brothers can't play. But you going way over to Montana to get some white boy just because he fast in the draft? Man, please, is he supposed to scare? Tell me something. What running back is going to be scared of Mr. Troy Henderson when he see him in the second tier of the defense? Is he supposed to be scared of any? Is any running back supposed to be scared of Troy Henderson when he see him lined up at the linebacker position?
Now, Reg, Joe Black calling you out, because remember last year you wanted brother Trey from San Francisco, and he went to North Dakota State.
Quarterback. Oh, I want a quarterback. And no, wait a minute. I wanted Justin Fields.
You didn't want Trey?
Hey, yeah, I'm talking about if Fields wasn't available, but okay. I wanted Fields at first. And where did Fields go to school?
He went to Ohio State.
Okay.
All right. So let me ask you real quickly, because you were talking about F-. What's your final grade for the first 3 rounds?
I'll give it a C.
Let's see. All right, we're going to move on. Coach, we know that you love the black and gold. So what's your draft grade for the Steelers?
I guess I would say B-, because they kind of filled a couple of the Pickett kid, it was between him and Malik Willis, who was going to go #1. They went hometown. Pickett, we got, like I said, everything's a wait and see. He's going to be a product. Will he be able to take Mr. Trubisky out early and be the starter? That's a wait and see thing. We'll see what they think about it with Mr. Trubisky and him going at it. Now, George Pickens getting picked second. I love that pick. If Pickens can stay healthy, he's a bad man. And 6'3", you got 6'3", you got 6'4" Claypool, you got 6'3", you got a couple of some big guys, and Pickens can take the top off the defense big time because he can run and he can go get that ball. He'll go get it. I love George Pickens. You can pick next time. Now, it's going to be him or the young man, Sky Moore. Moore was a big-time player, but they went with Pickens, so I'm not mad at that. He can play inside or outside, so, hey, good job picking Pickens. And did Marvin Leo, the DN from defensive line from Texas A&M, who's an All-American, they said, we got to put some bricks in his pocket because he only 285, so we got to get him to eat 283. I'm sorry, got to get him to eat some if he's gonna be on that inside. So I'm sure they'll get him in the weight room. And he got picked because Stephon Tuitt, they don't know if he's gonna be there next year or not, so they got to get somebody to replace him because his situation up in there. And the other two guys are older, Alalu and Cam Hayward. They're pretty old, so that guy might be a good replacement. So overall, I think I'll give him right now B- for picking the needs. They're gonna go hit defense hard today, so they're not finished. So right now, B-. And let me address something, Red, before you go. Joe Black talking about outside of getting anyone from USC. The Falcons draft is a B+. Are you out of your mind, Joe Black? Come on, man. Come on. Reality got to take place. Maybe you've been drinking Worcestershire sauce instead of putting it on your food.
Besides, the guy from USC and the guy from Cincinnati, I bet besides those two guys, nobody else heard of the other guys we took it. Even the guy that went to Penn State.
Well, I was driving this morning. I had to make a stop, listening to NFL radio on Sirius Radio. And 3 of their commentators were very ecstatic about the Falcons draft. Very ecstatic.
So, like, positive?
Very positive. Said the Falcons had one of the better drafts. So I
We'll
found
see.
that very interesting. So we'll see. Now, Coach, we know that you wanted Malik Willis, I'm sure, rather than Pickett. Have you sobered up on that thought?
Yeah, after just sitting down, looking at some of the, I had to go look at some information and see. And I guess the way the Steelers went to knock on Willis is probably going to be his height. That's what they're looking at. He's 5'11", and then you're looking at the Steelers line. You got some 6'5" and 6, and I guess somehow they put that in there. And I don't know why they were knocking Willis because he has the arm strength, but I guess they said Pickett is a better overall quarterback. So go starts. Hey, obviously he's showing some Mr. Trubisky. I still have a wait and see on him because he was much maligned playing for Chicago, but he was playing for Chicago, so they wasn't good. So I'm going to hold off, and we'll see how that works. But I'm with Pickett now. He's a Steeler. Welcome to Pittsburgh, son. And if you mess up, then in later show, I'm going to bring back up Malik Wood. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna let it ride and see what happens.
Well, I think some history came into that pick as well because we know that back in the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a chance to draft another quarterback from Pittsburgh, and they let him go by the wayside in the person from Marino. So maybe they did not want history to repeat itself. So that's why they may have gone with Pickett. The other thing is, I think not only did Willis's size hurt him, but I think playing football at Liberty actually hurt him as well. Pickett, 4-year starter, can't poo-poo on that. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's why they were going with Pickett. Now, it's interesting that 32 teams twice let Malik Willis pass them by.
Yep.
That's a very telling statement.
You got that right.
We can't say racism because we know that, if you're good, they're going to draft a black quarterback in the first round these days. So this is very telling that 32 teams twice let that boy go all the way to the third round. So that's something to be said right there. And it looks like Desmond Ridder is more of the type of quarterback that Arthur Smith likes. If you look at his highlights, he looks like Mariota, with nice quickness, can run, do RPO and things of that nature. So I think that pick was more of a fit rather than who's the best talent. And it's clear that Arthur Smith has prototype players that he wants in his system. Because I think that goes back to, Brother Drake, London, why he got drafted, why Rittner gets drafted. And let's just say they don't have to pay him a whole lot of money. And they're still in place to get one of those studs, either Stroud or my man Young from Alabama next year.
So, well, have you been reading my posts?
So they are definitely in good shape.
Yeah. Even if we suck.
If they don't think Rittner is the man. All right.
They talked about this quarterback class as being one of the weakest ones. And it looked like it kind of showed last night because only one quarterback was picked in the first round, one in the second round, two in the second round because Corral came off. And I said a long time ago, Sam Howell was terrible.
Yeah, he ain't got picked yet, have he?
No.
Yeah. This is a bad year for quarterbacks. Lord have mercy. That's why the Falcons probably should have went with Fields last year. But hey, the thing is, like Rev said, even if we suck this year, if we have a top pick next year, hey, bye Ritter. We're gonna bring in Stroud, bring in Bryce Young, I'll bring in one of the studs.
Let me ask you all this. Your thoughts about Nakobe Dean, who was once slotted to be a first-round pick, goes all the way to the third round. Your thoughts?
Falcons. That's what I'm upset about right there. The Falcons. Look, if you're gonna take a flyer on anyone, why are you taking a flyer once again on the guy from Montana State? Well, once again, you got a guy right here in your backyard, SEC, UGA, national champion, hungry, number one ranked in this position, and you go way over there to get some doggone Troy Henderson when you could have just easily took Nakobe Dean. Yeah, he undersized, but do you think any Falcon fan would have had an issue with you drafting Nakobe Dean in that same spot that you took the guy from Montana State? No. Matter of fact, you probably would have gained some fans on your side, Terry, had you took Nakobe Dean. So once again, you have a way to build your fans up. You have a way to endure yourself to the fan base, and you do the most asinine thing possible. We got an SEC guy, UGA guy sitting right there, and what do? Let's hop on a plane, waste plane tickets, go way over there to some doggone Montana State. You might as well go to Canada, for crying out loud, when you ain't even got to take a plane right down here in Georgia. Just get in the car, put you some gas in the tank, and go down and see Nakobe Dean. How you doing, son? Think it'll be a nice fit with the Falcons? Oh, yeah, it'll be a pretty good fit. But no, we want to gas up the jet and let's go way across the country and go look to some Troy Henderson. Why? Because he's fast. Ooh, he can run. Ooh. Well, I can see Troy running behind the receiver and running behind the running back after they dust his butt because he can't tackle.
All right. Well, we clearly see Red is not happy with the draft.
Right.
Go ahead.
Mitchell White, I said it before I thought about it. Dean didn't have surgery on that pectoral muscle, and teams are like, okay, he may not even be able to play this season. So that's kind of pushed everybody back. They were like, okay, is his pectoral issue cleared up yet? Probably not. So teams start saying, okay, we can't take a chance of you drafting him high, and we may not have him to play next year. So they ran away from him, unfortunately. And the Eagles finally got him, but they have no. I mean, they don't have a certainty on when he's gonna play. So, because if his pecs was, if his issues were clean and he was fully healthy, oh, he'd have gone in the first round or two for sure.
And like I say, but it's not career end. They just think he's not gonna play this year.
This year, it's not a career ender, but the fact he hadn't had surgery and it's a problem. So,
see, I think Detroit kid gonna be out the league soon. Now, if the Kobe Dean, okay, say he hurt this year, but he's gonna be a solid player for the next 8-9 years. Whereas I think Troy, he'll probably be out the league in about a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. Then no, I would have said the Kobe Dean is the more valued pick. If I think he's gonna last longer than the dude from Montana State, I don't know. I just think Dean will be a better linebacker, probably for the Falcons, definitely for plenty of other teams than the kid we got. I mean, like I say, Clark Atlanta don't got no linebackers. What about Jackson State? Lord, we couldn't get a linebacker somewhere close to home.
Rev.
Yes, sir.
Rev, we don't have anybody from Montana State watching the show, do we?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Lord knows I hope not. But we getting all kind of hate mail in Montana. All right, gentlemen, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause right there. We'll get this one more last comment. Now, Red, I'm in agreement. We should have taken Dean. Dean didn't need surgery.
Then what's wrong with him, Joe Black? What you don't know about his pectoral muscle?
Well, we'll see what happens.
I heard about that, so yeah.
We'll see if the Eagles got a steal. With that being said, we're going to pause for halftime of the Red and Rev Sports Show.
Halftime already?
Yes, sir. It is officially halftime of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We talked a little NFL draft. We got some NBA talk, talking second round series, talking about the future of the Hawks, the Nets, and just a little bit more football. Don't forget our Braves report. So we'll come right back with the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Stay tuned. Second half of the Red and Red Sports Show. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed the show thus far, and we thank you all for your comments. We see a few more comments have come in. Dean will be at minicamp next week. He has a pectoral injury but wasn't recommended to have surgery. So we'll see what happens with Brother Dean. I'll have some up close and personal news since he was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, so I will definitely let you all know what I hear about Brother Dean.
You go to church with plenty of Eagle fans, don't you?
Yeah. Probably the majority of the football fans there are Eagles fans. Got maybe a couple of Steeler fans, a couple of Cowboy fans. We definitely don't have any Falcons fans, but Ref.
What are Cowboy fans in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, man.
They bold.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. They even got some Cowboy fans in Washington, D.C.
It's
It's crazy. It is absolutely.
You won't find. Well, I take it back. You find some Stanks fans in Atlanta, but they not from here though.
Right. All right, Red, get ready, man. It's time for this Braves report.
Oh, okay.
Let's get it going.
Are they still offended by this now? I thought they worked that out. They still offended? Okay. Coach, what's going on, man? Why you playing this shit?
All right. What you got for us, Red, with this Braves report?
All right. This was a little better week than last week. I mean, last week we just getting beat out just getting tore out the frame last week. I swear we only had one win last week. This week was a little bit better. Why? Because our pitching was better this week. Max Fried came out and had a good start this week. Ian Anderson had a good start this week. And the 2022 Cy Young Award winner, Kyle Wright, had another great start this week. Oh, man, this kid has finally coming to his own. It only took him 5 seasons. Lord, boy, you lucky you are lucky, Kyle, that the Braves didn't trade you away, man. Taking this long to finally come into your own. But, man, you are taking that World Series start and just using it to prepare you to probably your greatest season yet. Got some good news this week. Ron Acuna, of course, came back Thursday. I mean, after that loss that Charlie Morton had the night before, Brady said, we ain't wasting any more time, man. We got to get this kid up here. Because, Lord have mercy, this offense needs a spark. And a spark, we gave it. I mean, and of course, let me not forget, another guy I got to give a shout out to. Coach mentioned him earlier today, Travis DeMeritt. This guy has been touring around minor league systems for years, all over baseball. Started with us. We traded for him. It didn't work out early. We shipped him away. He made his way back. And finally, he is ready to contribute to my Braves. Man, Travis, way to start, man. I mean, hitting 357. I mean, dude is just bringing another spark. He hungry. He want to make a name for himself. So I think Travis DeMeritt is going to be that gem this year that the Braves didn't expect. Travis and Kyle Wright are going to be that unexpected things that's probably going to propel us to another championship. I can see it now. But just keep it up, Braves. We got Ian Anderson solid right now. Max Fried solid right now. Kyle Wright solid right now. There's 3 stars. Charlie Morton, your age, I think you aging a little bit, but we're going to stick with you for right now. In the offense, as long as Acuna and DeMeritt keep bringing that offensive spark at the top and the bottom of the lineup, I think the Braves are ready to go on a real run this week, Coach and Rev. We got Texas this week, and we got the Mets, 4 games with the Mets coming up. It's time to get on a little run.
All right, Coach, anything you want to add about the Braves?
I mean, again, everybody, I look on some of these Braves posts, and people are still panicking. But again, the season doesn't start until after Memorial Day. I keep saying until I get blue in the face. So don't start panicking. The Braves are going to turn this thing around and going to get right back in first place. The Mets are better. I can't deny with what they got. They are playing better, but it won't last as usual. They'll go from amazing Mets to a Met. So forget them. And the Braves are going to make a run. Just give it time.
All righty. Well, it's going to be interesting to see because this is definitely a time for them to make some ground. They just came off a series with the Marlins, which they lost 2 out of 3. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Win that one. They did take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. They also took the first game rather, against the Rangers. From what you've seen, Red, how you feel about Ronald Acuna Jr.'s return?
Yeah.
He looked good. I mean, he had was on base twice, had 1 hit, couple of stolen bases. Dude is. I mean, he's hyped up. He's ready. I just don't want him to go too hard because I'm not so sure how solid that knee is, right? But if the way he's playing, like he feels okay. So I mean, if he's feeling good, I'm feeling good. That's my favorite player right now. I won't Ron Acuna being in the Braves lineup to me just propels us to another level, man, because he's one of the phenoms, you know, that Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto type feeling. And the fact that he already got him A ring, baby. He got a ring. Solo 2. We waiting on you, Fernando Tatis. probably gonna be waiting for a while, but my guy got a ring. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
I think it'd be safe to say that Austin Riley has proven himself maybe to be the best hitter right now in the lineup.
Whoa, boy. Yes. Yes. Like I say, Braves, these young Braves, all of these guys are from our farm system. That's what makes it so good. I mean, Ozzie, Austin, Ron, who else coming up? Travis, even though I don't think we drafted him, but Kyle Wright, Max Free. I just love it when we are succeeding with our own homegrown players, you know?
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Good point. All right, we're going to move and shift gears, and it's about that time that we call 5 for 5, where we got 5 good topics. We're going to have 1 football topic today and then 4 basketball topics. So that's what we got coming our way. Coach, get ready. Once the music hits, you'll be on. You got 1 minute to state your case, 45 seconds solo outlet with the camera. Once you get that joint shot, they'll let you know, bring it on in. You got 15 seconds left. All right, Coach, the music. Here you go, brother. Let's get started. 5 for 5. First topic, Mark Davis and Colin Kaepernick. What you got, Coach?
Raiders owner Mark Kaepernick, he said about Mark Davis, he said about Colin Kaepernick, I quote, I will welcome him with open arms. He deserves to be playing a chance to play in the National Football League. Okay, I heard one word out of all that. Owner, you're the owner. And then he turned around and said, if the coaches and the GM want to bring him in, I will welcome him with open arms. You are the owner. Bring him in. If you want him to play, come in. Stop all that talking about it. Yeah, I'd welcome him with open arms. You the owner. You make it happen.
Red, what you got on Mark Davis and Kaepernick?
I'm right with Coach. I mean, dude, what are you talking about? If this and if that. If you want them in there, bring them in there. Or if not, shut up. I mean, all you do is just sound like everybody else. He's sounding like Pete Carroll. Well, he deserves a chance. Any team will be happy to have him. Bring him in. But shut up. You sound like talking about a woman. Well, she look okay. I mean, I might. There they data. We talking about all this might and if. Do it or don't do it and shut up or shut up. I mean, I tell you, Mark Davis, boy, the apple didn't fall for the tree, boy. But even though your dad did like to bring attention to himself, he brought good attention, like impactful attention. You just bringing attention, man. Ain't helping nobody, ain't helping no causes, ain't fighting for nobody. That's what your dad did. Your dad fought for causes, a pioneer, helped people out. When he passed away, you had brothers all over the country crying for your dad. Dude, you just, like you say, you just a silver spoon, man. That's all he is, Coach. Nothing but Ricky Schroeder Jr.
Wow. All right, let's see what the Revenite Nation has to say on this topic. Here we go. Let's see. Mitchell White, dude ain't played in 5 years. It's over. I have to agree with that take. We definitely cued the Lunas, Mr. VP. He said, won't ever happen again. The league has paid him hush money with that settlement. Game over. Stop it, folks. Agree. I agree with that. Mark Boldcut Davis doesn't have the moxie that Al Davis had. Al would have brought in Cap a long time ago, and that's very
exactly.
Very true. Because definitely Al Davis was a trendsetter after all. He hired the first black coach in NFL history, being Art Shell. So that's a great
point. Much respect, Al. Much respect.
All right, gentlemen. We're going to go to our second topic. We're going to shift from football, and we're going to go into basketball. Joel Embiid has injuries, torn ligament in his hand, and a bad face to go along with it that happened with 4 minutes left after being up 29 points. Red, you up first. What you got?
I don't want to say it's the same old story because I mean, he's been pretty healthy these past couple of seasons. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ain't really led the Sixers anywhere, but he's been healthy. I mean, compared to how he was when he first started his career. But I mean, yeah, I mean, these last two injuries, you got the eye socket and you got the thumb. But I guess we can put the eye socket more on Doc Rivers. Like I heard, I mean, dude was in the game when you up by 20 with minutes left and you already secured the victory. So, I mean, I don't know whose fault it was. Did Embiid want to stay in the game? Should Doc have pulled him from the game? It just looks foolish. It looks just really unnecessary. But I don't think Embiid is becoming injury prone. I'm saying I just think it's unfortunate that these two injuries would have happened this particular season when he's balling, probably his MVP season. But like I say, Doc, man, you know when you up like that, you can't take any risk. You got to get your players out the game, man, because you're trying to win a championship. It's the last team standing, and you know the man, and you know he's not brittle like AD. But hey, in any NBA game, things happen, and he started his career being injury prone. So, Doc, you got to be careful like that. Sorry,
Coach.
Well, Joel Embiid, I don't know. Well, his injuries seem to be catching up with him every time he gets hurt by something. And it's true, Doc Rivers, you leading by that many points. That shouldn't have been a part in the game. Really, true. With that many points, they're not going to come back from a 29-point lead. You have everybody from the towel boy to your little nephew or something playing. They don't need Joel Embiid there. And you know what happened to him was a fluke, but you shouldn't give him the game to have a chance for a fluke to happen. First of all, I ain't gonna get on Doc Rivers too much. Everybody seems to be messing with Doc, so I ain't gonna say too much bad about it.
All right. Let's see what Reverend Nation has to say about this particular topic at hand. Sister Harris, bad news for the Sixers. Doc Rivers, the Florida Evans said after finding out James had died, you know it. Come on, bro. You're up 29 with 4 minutes late, no doubt about it. He said, if anything, Embiid's back should be hurt because he's been carrying the team since he's been in the league. Yeah, but it's just starting to be a trend because let's remember last year when the Sixers bowed out with the Hawks, he had another injury that kind of compromised his play. So it seems like when they get into the playoffs, Joel Embiid has some type of injury. But we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the future of some teams. Mitch, I know you like this because it means that your team put the Brooklyn Nets out. What's the future of the Brooklyn Nets? Coach, you're up first. What you got?
2 words. Nash firing. Steve Nash is not equipped to handle this team. Now, true enough, they endorse him. Those 2 guys, Kyrie and Durant, endorse him probably because he fills out a nice lineup card or something, or he washes the uniforms. I don't know what he does that we want to still be a coach, but Steve Nash is not the coach for them guys, and they're not helping the situation in it because he can't deal with them. So the future of the Nets, until they get another player or another coach, they're going to say status quo, make the playoffs, but out of the playoffs.
Brett.
I got 2 more words in addition to fire Nash because you should have never got the job. Trade Ben Simmons and trade Kyrie Irving. You keep Durant, but he just needs some new teammates, man. And he ain't gonna never get nowhere with those 2 guys, man. Durant, you good. I mean, but teaming up with Kyrie, why, man? You already know you're not a Batman yourself. Then you're gonna team up with another non-Batman, and then you're gonna bring a little scrub old Alfred over there and Ben Simmons. What is going on? Ain't no leadership on this team. Ain't enough guts on this team. Ain't enough passion and heart. It's only from you, Durant. The other 2 guys don't have it. So the future of the Nets is, if y'all have a future, you need to get rid of Kyrie and get rid of Ben Simmons. And well, you can bring Nash back. It don't matter. I mean, the coach really don't matter, but if you think you need a coaching change, then get rid of him too. But Durant is the only solid piece in this organization. I'm sorry.
All righty, we'll see what the Reverend Nation has to say. Let's get to it. Mitchell White says they got to get rid of Kyrie. He's a team killer. So glad he isn't a Celtic anymore. VP says, like Calvin Ridley, we bet the Shamrocks will send the wannabe A squad back to the borough of Brooklyn. And I'm going to agree with Red's take. I don't know if we can really grade Steve Nash. Remember, Steve Nash was coaching all year long with half a roster. You know, you had Harden when he was on the team who wanted to get gone because Kyrie wouldn't take one for the team by getting shot. So that third player was always kind of dicey, especially when they got rid of Harden. They get Ben Simmons. He didn't play not 1 second. And then you got, Kyrie, who Mitchell said it well, that he's a team killer. And any team with Kyrie, you got to expect drama.
Yeah.
Cleveland had drama. LeBron was able to win in spite of him. And then you got Celtics. They tried to bring him in to be Batman, and we see that was an epic fail. He did not garner the respect of those young guns and Jason Tatum and Brother Brown. And we see in Brooklyn, 3 years have come and gone. And Kyrie last year was injured. This year he was mentally gone. So we don't know what's going to be what with the Nets. And really, I'm not interested in seeing a team with 3 guys who have fragile egos. Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie Irving. That may go bad real soon. I think if they decide to keep all three players, then they got to find a player like an Al Horford who brings a locker room together. I think the reason why Brown and Tatum in Boston were able to get along with each other after having some battles, because a lot of people thought they could not coexist, is because they brought in a locker room guy like Al Horford, but also Marcus Smart has matured, and also his game has matured, which has allowed him to get more credibility with those guys to bring some more unity into the locker room. So if you're trying to get more unity, players like Seth Curry, players like Bruce Brown, good pieces, but they are not those kind of guys that can bring a locker room together. And that's what they are needing, especially if they're going to keep the big 4 or big 3 rather. Kyrie is a problem wherever he goes. It's called him, whatever you called him initially. I guess that was a typo. All right. We're going to go on to the next topic, and we're going to go to the home team, the future of the Atlanta Hawks. Red, it's on you first. What you got?
Well, like I say, this is difficult because this is my team right here, and it's such a disappointment after making a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. You come into the next season with a lot of high expectations, and the Hawks definitely were not able to live up to them this season. Start from the top. You got Travis. Some of these pieces you made during the season, maybe even before the season, probably didn't work out. I mean, trading Cam Reddish away, even though I hear he was a bad locker room guy, probably the second best player on the team, probably the only player that can get his own shot other than Trey. Maybe we should have tried to work that out a little bit. I mean, he was a problem in the locker room, but I didn't hear too much coming out until he got traded. So, okay, now we go with Uncle Nate. Uncle Nate, his coaching style had a lot of fans upset this season. I don't know whether it was his lack of timeouts, his keeping impact players on the bench too long, but Uncle Nate, you didn't enjoy yourself to fans like you did last year. So your seat is about to be a little warm, buddy. And then you got the pieces of Trae Young. Just like a lot of our players didn't mature. Like you say, Marcus Smart mature. Well, a lot of our players did not mature and then take it to the next level. Oh Lord, tying up already? Well, boy, the Hawks. I need a lot of time on this one, man. It was just a lot of things went wrong this year for the Hawks. About how many times I almost up.
Coach.
Well, I mean, I think the Hawks going to add one more, I guess, a year or so with this team, because they were there, but injuries came at the very wrong time for them when they were kind of on a semi-roll, and then they got players hurt. John Collins, if it was me, I don't know. I want to tell him goodbye, see what I can get for him, because I don't know what his deal, where he's going, how he can come and go. And Trae Young cannot carry that team by himself. They're gonna get somebody else. I don't know who that could be, but they gotta, and I know McMillan's gonna be there for a minute, so he gotta decide how is he gonna run the team. It's gonna be interesting. I think they're gonna be a playoff contender. Just gotta get somebody else in there.
All right, let's see what Record Nation says, and Red, we might have a little bit more time for you to go on. Sister Harris said Trae Young was disappointed. I mean, the Miami Heat were just built to stop somebody like Trae Young when you don't have extra pieces who can create their own shots. Vincent Woodruff Hawks need to get Trae a quality sidekick. They did have a quality sidekick. I think Cam Reddish could have been that sidekick, but they chose Red Velvet for gentrification purposes over Cam Reddish. As we know, the face of Atlanta is literally changing, and I think they went with Red Velvet because he's somebody that they could sell to the new demographic. And then the other piece is if they knew that they weren't sold on paying John Collins the kind of money John Collins wanted, then that let them know that really they don't think John Collins is as good as he thinks he is. So that was a sign to say, don't re-sign John Collins because he cannot be that second best player on a team that you need him to be the second best player when you pay him like he's the second best player. Then the other thing is you got to get rid of Clint Capella. Clint Capella is just a wasted body who can't score. Yeah, he'll rebound. Yeah, he'll defend. But throw Okongwu into the fire. The kid, has a good engine. You're paying him right now a rookie contract. See if he's that real deal. See if he's somebody you can invest in the future, and see if he can, lock down the center job. We know he's not 7 foot or 6'10" like Capella, but we know the size doesn't matter as much these days as it once was. So I think you get a lot more offensive production from Okongwu. So I think you want to go with Okongwu, of course, Trae Young. I mean, you sign Herter, sign Bogey, but that Bogey and Herter are the same type of player. You got to have somebody who can handle the ball and create so that Trae Young can't be neutralized an entire series, because every team knows that's the only primary ball handler that the Atlanta Hawks have. So they got to get another ball handler who can not only handle the ball, but create shots for themselves. Red, you got some more on this topic?
Yeah, it's going to be brief. I was sitting back talking about the past. I didn't get into the future. Okay, this is how you fix the Hawks. Like pretty much you and Coach said, the Hawks got to get them another guy. That is the bottom line. With everything we just said, the Hawks have got to get them another guy that can create his own shot, another guy that can make plays. Candidates: Donovan Mitchell, Brandon Ingram, Karl Anthony Towns. And I know you said something about Karl Anthony Towns not being a Batman, but on our team, would he really be a Batman? Will we look more like Trae as the Batman and Karl Anthony Towns as the glorified Robin, but he at least be the offensive production we need at the 5 spot? Because one thing we know, Karl Anthony Towns he can score all over the court. So we just, like I say, the Hawks just need another guy alongside Trae. And people's kidding. And one more thing about those contracts, is a good thing that we got Collins and Herter signed those contracts, because those contracts might be the way we get another star up in here, trading those guys away.
We'll see. We got one more topic. We got another comment. Cat would be a great Robin for Batman trade. Can they afford these players? With time, we'll see. All right, Coach, get ready, because Red dipped out on you. So you're going to start this next one, the battle between Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant and Charles Barkley. So let's get it started. The music will get crunk up in just a minute. Here we go. Last topic for 5 for 5. Barkley and Durant going at each other. What you got, Coach?
The interesting battle between two guys who have both been excellent basketball players, but then here we go. They love to throw the argument about rings in there. Rings mean nothing. Both of them are great ball players. Both of them have great accolades individually, but I mean, Barkley has a point, and Durant has a point, but I just can't go with Durant in this. Barkley already knows he does not have any rings. That's established. But we're talking about as you being, like he said, being the one that's driving the bus instead of just sitting on the bus. And there's a lot of those in the NBA, Jordan, just riding. Instead of being the one to say, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on my back and take you to the title." So Barkley, I think he got Durant beat on this one. Durant is a coward. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
All right, I'm gonna have to agree with my man Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley used to actually be my favorite player after Dr. J retired. I was a huge Sixers fan. All right, Red. Once he gets settled, I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't think we want to take a tour of his house, so he'll have to sit down somewhere, and then we'll bring him in. All right, there we go.
All right, y'all. We just got stuff going on outside the house, y'all. Though try to do a lot at once. Durant and Barkley. Man, I wish I had heard y'all comments before. Like I say, Barkley has a right to his opinion, and Durant, we know he's sensitive, so he's gonna respond. Look, Barkley, I'm not upset at Barkley for saying what he said. I mean, yeah, I mean he has a point, but I still think Durant is a good player. But Durant, you don't always have to hit back or respond. I mean, Barkley is an analyst. His job is to analyze what he sees, and you just take things so personal at times, man. Sometimes silence is golden, Durant. You don't always have to hit back because whatever you say about Barkley, we're not gonna forget what he said about you. Okay, so it is what it is.
All right, let's see what the Rubbernight Nation has to say real quickly. Red still is at the door.
No, somebody put in a new doorbell. God.
Barkley gets paid to do what he does. BDB is just in his feelings right now. Using the rings argument is old. Karl Malone doesn't have a ring doesn't mean that he wasn't Batman. Karl and his homies just ran into the Avengers 2 years ago. This is where we got to put things in perspective. Charles Barkley definitely drove the bus, and he came up short driving the bus. Michael Jordan, and the Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant, Phil Jackson, they were just better than everybody. Like a lot of people love Michael Jordan, but let's be honest, he was on the best team. His supporting cast was better than everybody else's supporting cast, and then he happened to be the best player. So, and then they had a great coach. So, the Bulls never really went into a finals, being the underdog. I say that to say Charles Barkley got ran over that train. Let's think about if Charles Barkley did what Kevin Durant did. Imagine if Charles Barkley teamed up with Michael Jordan. Would he be ringless? Probably not. All right. That's what Kevin Durant basically did. We've seen him be the bus driver in 2 stations, and those buses have gone off the road. In Oklahoma City, off the road. Brooklyn, off the road. He went where Steph Curry had already driven the bus to a championship, and he won 2 more with Steph Curry hadn't been to the NBA Finals since without Steph Curry. So,
y'all making some good points. Y'all giving me so much ammo to get on Durant with. Appreciate this.
Yeah, I mean, so that's not the argument. The ring argument is terrible with KD. Like, let's talk Batman rings. Yes, he won the Finals MVP, but he was not the emotional leader of the team.
Shouldn't have won that second one.
That Steph Curry was the emotional leader. Draymond Young did the dirt. Draymond Green rather did the dirty work. So that's a stupid statement for Durant to say. And Barkley, in his time, he was one of the best players to do it. The best player, his second best player in his prime career. We ain't gonna talk about his days with the Houston Rockets because he was with a washed-up Olajuwon and a washed-up Clyde Drexler. But when he was at his peak, do y'all remember who his second best player was?
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson.
KJ.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Nope.
No, ain't even close to getting
And
into the Hall of Fame.
he had Dan Marley on the outside, but everybody
Thunder Dan
Marley.
Marley.
Yeah, Thunder.
Thunder.
So,
so basically what you're saying is when Durant is the bus driver, he's pretty much Kevin Durant.
there you go. Exactly. So, that's why I can't stand these rings arguments, because you let Barkley do what Kevin Durant did. That's just like Barkley asking after Phoenix lost to the Chicago Bulls in the championship, trade me to Chicago so I can play with Jordan.
That would not have looked, even back then, that would have sounded so weak. I would have been like, what? Now, I want everybody to think about it. Imagine had he said that back in 1994, 95. How would people have responded to Barkley? They probably would have said, what?
Exactly.
Is weak. I mean, we ain't even in the social media age, and folks would have been like, that probably would have been a bigger statement than Magic Johnson announcement. Barkley saying, trade me to the Bulls right after you lose to him. Oh my God.
Yeah. No doubt about it. All right. Well, we got enough about Durant Barkley. That ends our 5 for 5. Good stuff, gentlemen. We're going to move right along. It's time to talk some NBA playoff basketball, man. We're in the thick of it. All the first round series have come to a close. So let me set this
right on
up.
time. Right on time for the show, too.
Set this up right. Here we go. As we get our Curtis Blow. We know how we do it. Let's do it. There were no upsets according to the numbers or the seedings, but many people thought the Brooklyn Nets would beat the Boston Celtics. I wasn't one of them, but we see that all of the seeds held true. There were no surprises, and Red goes into his living room again. So we'll come back to him. Have him sit down somewhere, and we'll get back to him in just a moment. So we're going to go right into these playoffs. We know that we got some second-round matchups. The Suns take care of the New Orleans Pelicans, even without one Devin Booker.
Yep.
His health is in question. He may come during the middle of the series. We know he has a hamstring problem. Luka Doncic led his team to his first playoff series win. And they dismantled the Utah Jazz, and literally that team may be getting dismantled. Because that's hilarious. But we know that the Utah Jazz will probably be broken up.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, that team is done. So with that being said, Coach, we got this second round matchup, Mavericks Suns. Who wins the series and in how many games?
Suns in 6. Well, Devin Booker not. I still say Suns in 6 because all they have to do is just play tough defense on Luka. He's gonna cry and beg the officials like he does. That's what people don't really pay attention to with him. He's one of the biggest crybabies in the league as far as fouls. They put that pressure on him, and I want, and this is not a knock on Chris Paul, but I just want to tell people, don't think that game is going to happen and he's going to go 14 for 14 again. That's not going to happen again. It was a great game, but he's going to be solid in place, while Booker recuperates, and the Suns are going to knock out the Mavs. Mavs are living on the edge. They won, they won, but I don't think they're going to get by the Suns. Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. I'm going to go with you, Suns in 6. I think this is a great matchup for the Suns because they have multiple players that they can put on. Luka Doncic. You got Mikal Bridges, who's a great defender, who they can put on Luka. Now, granted, Luka can use his body to get him down low, but then you also got Crowder, who has a good body, and he's a solid defender. So they have multiple bodies that they could throw on Luka. And I think that's going to be the difference, that they're going to wear Luka down. And the Mavericks kind of like in the same situation as the Hawks. Well, Jalen Brunson can create his own shot and he can run the team. So that's a little bit different. But I don't think he'll be enough to propel the Suns over the Phoenix Suns. And I don't really think they really have anybody who can really stop CP3. Jalen Brunson's a nice piece, but he can't stop CP3. So I'm going to go with you, Mavericks in 6. So the Red Knight Nation's chiming in. Alexis Hill has Suns in 6. The VP, Suns in 6. Maurice Thrower, Suns in 6. Mitchell White, Suns in 5. And defense will be the difference. So we see that everybody is going with the Valley of the Sun. Buckle up, Luka. That's right. He's going to be worn out. All right, on to the next game. Warriors versus Grizzlies. I did pick the Grizzlies to lose to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, they could hold on to some doggone fourth quarter leads. That would have been looking real good. But nevertheless, the Grizzlies' experience plus coaching propelled them to get to the next round to play against the Warriors, who looked real good in their first round matchup and took care of the Denver Nuggets. With that being said, Coach, who you got in this series?
Grizzlies in 7.
Wow.
It's just something about, the Grizz are very athletic. Sometimes they try to show the athleticism off too much, but I still don't think Klay Thompson is all the way there. He sure has some flashes, but then Jordan Poole came back to earth again, and Steph Curry, he's been back to starting again. But the lack of a true center still might be a hindrance if the Warriors can't shoot. It may happen as far as getting the rebound. I don't see them. If they have a bad shooting night, those Grizzlies are so athletic, and they can shoot with them. Well, I don't know if they can shoot with them, but they're shooting well from the 3-point line. So I'm gonna go with Grizzlies in 7 in an upset, unless the people don't think it is an upset. But you never know.
I would be more inclined to go with you if the Grizzlies had somebody down low who could dominate. They got some big bodies, but they don't have anybody who can dominate. And let's just not forget, Draymond Green does play post offensive play as well. So I think Draymond Green has enough strength and grit on him to pose some problems. And also on the offensive end, we know Draymond Green is a great passer. And I think that's going to be problems if the Grizzlies try to play big. With that being said, I think Klay Thompson is starting to find his rhythm. And then also the Grizzlies, they got to deal with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. That means Ja Morant is going to have to play both sides of the court. Now, I love Desmond Bane. That joker can shoot that rock. Yeah. And he's been a huge surprise. But I don't think the Grizzlies can match the bench of the Golden State Warriors. When you got Poole, who's balling, you got Gary Payton's son, who's balling, Kuminga, who doesn't even play every game, but he's a solid addition to the team. So I'm going to go Warriors in 6 because I also think experience will matter, as the Grizzlies had more experience over the Timberwolves in the last series. I think the Warriors' experience will propel them to victory, and I just think Steph and Klay will probably be too much. So I have the Warriors in 6. Coach has the Grizzlies in 7. Let's see what the Red Knight Nation is saying. Warriors in 5. Golden State in 5. Warriors in 7. And Vincent Woodruff, the VP, says Grizz go down in 6. Golden State get a double-digit lead on them. They won't give it up. So Coach is the only outsider who says he's going with the Grizzlies. So we'll see if Coach was the basketball prophet for that series. What you got, Coach?
Rev, are you going with Kuminga because he's your all-star on NBA
Live? Nah. He hadn't even really been playing that much. But, yeah, I do love him on NBA 2K21. Yeah, I haven't got 22. That was somebody who created him before he was actually drafted into the league. I love that Kuminga. I love him. Nevertheless, let's go to the Eastern Conference. This series is kind of taking a hit with the popularity. now that Joel Embiid is down and he's out indefinitely. With that being said, the Heat advanced in spite of their own injury difficulties. So we'll see who wins this particular series. Coach, Sixers or Heat, and how many games?
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I'll allow you this. You can do one if Embiid is healthy and one if Embiid is not healthy.
All right, if Embiid is healthy, the Sixers win in 6. If he's not healthy, the Sixers win in 6.
Wow.
I'm staying with the Sixers because here's the series right now where it's all on one man, and you know who it is.
James Harden.
It's all on you now. This is the time for you to erase everything people think about you in the playoffs and step up and play ball. This is your opportunity. You can't say nothing. You can't say, well, no. You're one of your best players out. Now it's time for you to establish yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna show them why they got me and go off. And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt right now until I doubt his benefits. I'm gonna say Sixers are still gonna hold out and win because the Heat got a few injury problems of their own. So we'll see how it works. Their players probably gonna play, but with the inflammation of the knee and Jimmy Butler, that may return. Who knows? He may be spot playing. But I'm still gonna try to say the Sixers gonna hold out and win in 6.
Joel Embiid plays. The Sixers win in 7. Joel Embiid does not play, and the Heat are healthy. I'm going with the Heat in 6.
All right.
Heat in 6. I think the Heat have 2 solid defenders that they could throw on Harden that would neutralize him and wear him down. And we know that Harden does not handle playoff adversity well. And that's where Joel Embiid is necessary. And we got to remember the Heat, they have PJ Tucker, who's a dog.
Mm.
You got Jimmy Butler, who's a dog. Both of them can defend James Harden or at least try to contain him. And then, if you don't have Embiid, Adebayo is just going to kill. So Bam Bam will be the X factor, especially without Embiid. And even if Embiid plays, Bam Bam is a solid player. Yeah. So, again, I'm going to go with Sixers and 7 if Embiid plays, Heat and 6 if Embiid doesn't play. Before I bring Red in, since he's finally sat down somewhere, we're going to see what Revenant Nation has to say. Mitchell White got Heat in 7. Maurice Thrower, the quintessential Miami homer, has Miami in 6. VP, Heat in 6. If there's no Embiid, Harden will fold. Prove me wrong, Beard. Dante Armstrong, welcome to the show. Heat in 6. He says, Embiid healthy or not, Miami's winning in 6. And Michael Pugh coming into the party late. He got Memphis in 7 over Golden State. All right, we're going to bring you in, Red. Now, hopefully you're going to sit down for a minute so that we could continue on with the show.
Right. I'm done, y'all. It was a doorbell being installed, and my man is done. I was trying to hurry him up so I can get back.
All right, we're going to go back for you real quickly. Warriors versus Grizzlies. Who wins? How many games?
I'm taking the Warriors in 5.
Woo! Whoa. 5.
And why?
Look, had Minnesota been any type of experienced playoff team, they would have dropped the Memphis Grizzlies a long time ago. Like you said yourself, Rev, they were down, double digits 3 or 4 times going into the fourth quarter. You be down double digits going into the fourth quarter with the Warriors, you can fold up shop because Draymond Green ain't going to allow no 20-something point comeback, okay? I can promise you that, Memphis. Now, look, y'all a great young team. You're good. But, hey, you about to come up against a team that's a little bit more playoff experience than you are, a team that's a little bit more. I mean, you guys are hungry, but I think Steph them, they want that fourth ring just to validate themselves from that Durant or Ducant fiasco. Okay, they get this fourth ring right here, but that fiasco will be long forgotten about. They won in 2015 without him, and they're gonna win it this year without him. So, and those young guys for the Warriors have been stepping up. Gary Payton Jr. making his dad proud. Jordan Poole. Now, one thing they are gonna be missing is a big man in the shut up, Vince. It's a big man in the middle. That Wiseman kid is really gonna be missed. I'm hoping Looney and some of those other front court players can make up for the size because that big man, Jaren. I mean, the size for the Grizzlies is gonna be a fact. Well, no, I'm mostly thinking about the Suns series. See, I already got them past the Grizzlies. I'm thinking about the Suns series. So okay, forget the Suns right now. Back to the Grizzlies. Warriors in 5. I'm sorry, Memphis. The train stops here. You had a good season, but it stops here.
Sixers versus Heat. Who you got?
Heat in 5 too. No Embiid. You depending on Jimmy Harden to carry you. Good luck. You depending on Maxey to be a backup to Jimmy Harden carrying you. Good luck. You depending on Doc Rivers to coach him up. He in 5 and let somebody else get hurt and extend this series to 6. But the Heat are finna fold these guys up real quick and be ready for whoever come out of Milwaukee and Boston. Because no Embiid is a big difference now.
All right, now we're gonna move into the last game. I know Mitchell White. It will be excited to hear about these predictions. Bucks versus Celtics, arguably the best series in the second round. You got the defending champions in the Milwaukee Bucks coming off a 5-game gentleman's sweep of the Chicago Bulls. Or was it 6?
5.
It was 5, okay. 5-game gentleman's sweep. And you got the Celtics who swept the Brooklyn Nets, and they wanted that smoke that the Bucks as well as the 76ers were trying to avoid because they tanked toward the end of the season, but the Celtics said, no, we want the Brooklyn Nets. So with that being said, now remember, I don't think Chris Middleton will be back in this series. Nope. So with that being said, Coach, who you got?
Bucks in 6. I mean, even Middleton's out. Bucks in 6 because Giannis seems to be able to go down the court at will without a foul being called on him. He's like a train out of control. When he get that ball down in the hole, he going to the basket. But he don't care who's in the way, and nobody on the Celtics is going to be able to stop him. Maybe Al Horford to get in the way, but then he'll foul out. That'll be the end of that. So I think the Bucks are on a mission to defend the title. I'm going Bucks in 6.
All right, Red, who you rolling with?
I ain't gonna hate on you like that, Mitchell. I was gonna say Bucks in 5, but I respect you a little bit more to go with Coach and say Bucks in 6. But I'm still hating because that means they're gonna win on your home floor, which is gonna be even more embarrassing. So yeah, Bucks in 6, and that's right. Celebrate on the Celtics home floor. Just do the little stump right there on their home floor, Giannis. I want you to stump real good when you win in 6, and I want you to think about me, Mitch, when it's happening. Bucks in 6.
All right, wow. The Celtics are playing great basketball. I'm loving Nia Long's coaching. I love the game plan that he had for Kyrie Irving as well as Kevin Durant. Granted, he knew those guys real well because he was an assistant coach on that staff. I like his defensive mind, and without Chris Middleton, I could see him do a decent job scheming against the Greek Freak. And I think Chris Middleton's absence is going to be very problematic for the Boston Celtics. I'm sorry, for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Don't do it, real.
I'm going to go with the Celtics, who have home court advantage. I'm going to go with the Celtics in 7. I'm going to go with the Celtics in 7. I don't know who the Bucks have who can guard Jason Tatum. I don't know who they have who can guard Brother Brown. Then Marcus Smart is hitting the three-point shot at a nice clip, and he's hitting it with consistency. So I don't know if it's a good matchup. You know, you got multiple bodies that can be thrown on Greek Freak. The unsung hero in that last series was Grant Williams, young kid that used to play for Tennessee. He hit some good shots, played some tough D on Kevin Durant. Granted, Giannis is taller and longer and more athletic than Grant Williams, but Grant Williams is no light dude. He's pretty strong. Then, you know, Al Horford, not no light dude. Neither one of them can match the athleticism of Giannis, but they can put a body on him to try to wear him down. And, you know, I'm not trusting Grayson Allen to show up and show out from the perimeter. You know, Drew Holiday, sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off. Bobby Portis can hit the three at times, but I'm not really sold on the second guy for Milwaukee, who will be that second guy. But I am sold on Brown and Tatum as a great 1 and 2, and I'm sold on Marcus Smart hitting open shots as a number 3. I'm sold on Al Horford being a solid player in the playoffs, you know, and that's why I just got to go to Celtics in 7. We'll see with Revenant Night Nation.
Now you say, does the Celtics have home court?
They have home court advantage.
Okay, well, Milwaukee, if they win in 6, they'll be celebrating on their home court. And that takes away my Boston hate then. I don't know. Milwaukee in 5 then. Somewhere to celebrate on the Boston home court. I'm just saying. I'm sticking with my original.
All right, Alexis says Celtics in 7. Mitch says his boys in 6.
Them little boys.
Joe Black going back to another series, Warriors in 5. Maurice Throw
has boy.
In 6. No old school Middleton. That's a problem. Giannis is still a dog. Bucks in 7. Mitch got his Shamrocks ready. Michael Pugh got the Celtics in 6. Mitch also said we got bodies to throw on the Freak. Yeah, I forgot about these. Yeah. And then they got the other Williams kid back too, the athlete. So, yeah. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that series. All right, gentlemen, we covered the NBA. We covered the NFL. It's time to start putting a bow on this show. You know how we do it.
Oh, we did Phoenix and Dallas. I missed that one, didn't
I? I thought you called that one.
No, he didn't. I don't think he did.
Oh, don't worry. It's Phoenix. You know, Dallas ain't beating Phoenix. It's going to be Phoenix and the Warriors for the finals. I mean, for the West Finals.
Okay. He's spoken.
4 or 5 games at the most.
All right. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how as we put the bow on the show? Who wants that at first?
Steelers, you got the right to pick up some good bench players for your offense. Get some extra players because we're going to need everybody to help our quarterbacks this year, whoever that may be. So, Steelers, you got the right to get some not need players, but some good supplemental players in round 4 through 7.
All right. I'm not surprised at Coach coaching up the Steelers in off season. That's what he does. Red, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Falcon fans, you have a right to learn how to be more objective and realistic when it comes to your team and stop supporting every little thing that happens. Just because you're a Falcon fan doesn't mean you have to support every single thing Falcons, you have to have an open mind and be objective. I had to learn this the hard way, but I am on full board now. I understand why folks used to tell me these things now, because some of you guys sound so delusional and really like you're daydreaming at times. So please, Falcon fans, you have the right to open your minds when it comes to the Falcons. And these next few seasons, while we're trying to rebuild ourselves, you're going to need to have an open mind. So please open your mind and let some objectivity come in. Thank you.
All right. I want Red to remember that when we start picking in football picks next year. Keep that open mind. All right.
I got a feeling this statement is going to come back to haunt me.
No diggity, no doubt. I'm going to make sure I chop it up and put it on a video so I can put that clip every time we are not open. I'm going to say this, Malik Willis, you have the right to prove everybody wrong, that you were much better than a third-round pick. Many people projected you to be a first-round pick, but you didn't get out of there until the third round. So you have a lot to prove, young man. The Tennessee Titans is a good organization. I think they're going to give you every opportunity that you can think of to be able to prove everybody that they made a mistake letting you go 3 rounds. So I'm looking forward to seeing great things from you, Malik Willis. You got a good coach in Mike Vrabel. You're in a good organization that will help you thrive. If you evolve soon enough, you'll be playing with a great running back, Derrick Henry. So that'll help offset some of your learning curve as well, because you'll have a solid running game. So I'm looking forward to great things for you, Malik Willis. And with that,
I didn't know he was in Atlanta last night.
Huh?
I didn't know Malik Willis was in Atlanta last night.
Yeah, he left Vegas, man. He got tired of the cameras being on him, man. I would have too, man. That man thought he was a first-round pick.
Yeah, from being dressed up, thinking you finna go there first night, to not going to the third round or the next night. That's bad.
That is real bad. Vincent Woods said NFL, you have the right to have
oh, man, you got me, Vince. God, I hate you a movie buff, too.
He can realize his dream. Do your job, scouts. And Vincent Woodruff called out Red stealing somebody's material. With that being said, everybody.
It's 1990. That was over 30 years ago. How stealing?
We want to thank everybody for watching episode 235 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We'll be back live at 11 o'clock. We'll have some more.
I thought Coach was going to remember that line, too.
We'll have some more draft recap and some more NBA playoff talk next week, and we'll see what else happens during the course of the sports week. And everybody, be blessed. Have a great week. We'll see you with episode 236 next Saturday at 11 o'clock. Be blessed, everybody. We're out of here.